Hi everyone and welcome back to the Brick Pods. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Join me today for a double Lego convention episode. So I've recently been to 2 conventions run by the same people, so the Brick people. The lug that displays there is actually the lug that Ian and I joined at the start of the pandemic. It's called That Brick Lug. It's not a recognised lug. It covers the Hampshire area and they are trying to become a recognised lug. But they're not there yet. But they have a wide array of really good mock builders. So there's always been some really good things to see at these shows. The first show was over the October half term, around Halloween time. So it was called Brick or Treat. So it's definitely Halloween themed. And then the second one is the Christmas show that they've just had. It was called Happy Bricksmas. So I went to the first one by myself, and I'll show you that one first. It was actually held at Bursledon Brickworks, so very on theme, just a slightly different type of brick. As you can see, it doesn't really look like a place that you would find a Lego show, but it is in keeping because plastic bricks, bricks, they kind of go. The first thing I saw was this underwater scene, which actually I had already seen in the Southampton Lego store because they were displaying there. But it's always good to see these because you can get a few ideas, especially for our underwater scene. I think Ian's is probably slightly more dense than this, but this one's quite a nice little diorama, so I like this one. Then there was this one, which has kind of got sort of the Day of the Dead kind of theme to it, very Mexican-y and Halloween-y, and quite a lot of nice details in there. Quite like the cactuses. And in fact, I was really excited to see that accordion build. Quite a simple idea, but really, really effective. There was also this big haunted house with lots of minifigures out trick-or-treating. There was a big book. You'll see that they brought this to the second show as well. It's quite good for kids here because it's like a little treasure hunt to try and find some things. Saw a nice great ball contraption, which was run by Hugh from Brickset. So it was nice to actually meet Mr. Brickset himself. Had a little chat about goats. I do love GBCs. I find them mesmerising. And the fact that there's so many different techniques and things, it's well done. And that you can sort of swap bits in and out. And I always like pick a ball and follow it around. This particular bit was one of my favourite parts of the GBC because it just seemed very technical and well done. I just loved the way that it knew to sort of move across. It was using the spike system, so very, very cool. There was quite a lot of opportunities for children to get involved. So with the book I already showed, but then there was a brick pit and you could build like your own Halloween themed stuff, and you could also buy it to take away with you if you were particularly proud of your creation. The brick show also included like access to the Brickworks museum, so I did wander around and have a look at some of the real bricks. There was a lot of bricks. They also did like a little brick trail, so again the kids could get involved looking for these letters around the museum, so that kind of helped them get involved in going around the museum, in case they were just there for the Lego. So that was well done. And they also did one of those at the Christmas one. Slightly different theme, but same sort of process. The museum itself has a penny arcade, so I enjoyed watching a couple of the machines there. Very retro, definitely what I would refer to as classic entertainment. All in all, a really good show. So because I'd enjoyed that one so much and that I'd seen the Christmas one, and because obviously it's our lag as well, we decided to take the whole family to the next one, which will explain why I don't have any vlog footage for the journey or anything. So we'll just jump straight into the content here. So it was obviously Christmas themed, so all of the Winter Village stuff that I love, and I specifically like this Coca-Cola van. I thought it was really good. So a lot of sets that I have, but it's always good to see Winter Villages because the way people put them together is different. Some cool mosaics, and it was quite a varied show. It had some classic space, but supersized. I thought this was quite cool. And of course, another GBC. I recognise that part from the previous one, but it looks slightly more colourful. Maybe that Hugh had taken out a few elements last time. And there's my favourite one from last time as well. This setup was slightly smaller because they didn't have as much space. So it wasn't like a round table you could walk the whole way around. It just went all the way up one side of the table, and then there was a really long bit to travel back again. But this was cool. I like that one, the way it tips it from side to side. And also this one seemed a bit safer for my girls with their hair, although we did tie their hair back this time just in case. There was this super-sized Harry Potter shield, and there was a nice train diorama. 2 trains going backwards and forwards, lots of little scenes on the station. Quite a big station building as well. I also spotted this train that was pumping out some steam, so I think it's quite a cool touch. But I kind of find with these shows that there's normally one standout MOC that you would pay the price to visit, even if it was just that, because it's amazing. So this was the smaller build from that guy, which is just a big hotel with quite a good Christmas tree, but this was nothing compared to what I'm about to show you. I'll tell you, this is a really great idea. I've always thought about putting a zoo into our city, and then you think, actually, there's no space. Where would you put it? Whereas this guy has decided, build upwards, put it in a big building. And again, this building is massive, so it really wouldn't fit in our city, but there's so much crammed in there. I think you're in for a real treat. I'm just going to let you look at it because I don't want to spoil it by talking over it. So many pieces there, so many animals. It must have cost a fortune. The guy said it had taken him about 3 or 4 months to do. He'd sort of do each like enclosure in an evening or something, and then it slowly sort of built up over time. But I just think it's fantastic, and I didn't even know they had a Lego ostrich before. Apparently it's from a Prince of Persia set, so I will be looking to try and purchase one of those as well. That's an overview of the things we saw at those 2 smaller conventions. We're off to Sheffield Brickfest this weekend, so I think that's slightly larger, probably about the Milton Keynes level, I think. So I will do an update once we've come back from that of what we saw there. But I'm really loving getting into these conventions, and I'm quite excited about trying to put together my own MOC to actually go and volunteer and display maybe in the future, but we're a way off there. Let me know which MOC or item from these 2 shows was your favourite. Mine was definitely the zoo, although the GBC always does drawing a crowd, and it's really nice to see. But that zoo is amazing. I could just stand and look at it all day. The detail and the amount that was crammed into such a small space, I just think is really cool. Also, if you like Lego show overviews, then I've put together a playlist now of those, so you can go and watch the Milton Keynes one if you want, and any that we add in the future. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss an update. And also, if you're at the Sheffield Brickfest this weekend on Saturday, come and find us. We'll put updates of where we are over on Instagram. See you later.